Hi, Kerry here with Best of Us Investors. I hope you saw my video yesterday on Palantir and my learning of exactly what their platform is all about and how it's going to affect the future. And I think it is a good evidence as to what the third level of the digital revolution is going to look like. I think it's fair to say that the first element or the first level of the digital revolution was that of e-commerce. And it gave birth to the companies that we regularly deal with. The second level was social media. And what I've realized is that when technology takes hold, when it evolves, the first thing it goes after is the low-hanging fruit. And the low-hanging fruit is always the consumer. There are so many of us, and we are so easily influenced, and we are just eating machines that we eat up whatever you give us, and we create profits. So if you see a new technology, the easiest way is to go after the consumer, and then as you develop that technology, you expand it into new and different fields, the commercial element of whatever your technology. And that's what's happening with the digital technology. Alongside that, you have the development of artificial intelligence. This is the development of the computer power that is behind the digital revolution and where that is going to go. That's where I believe we are right now. We are in the verge of taking this digital revolution that has provided us with e-commerce and social media and our smartphones, and we are going to adapt it to commercial positions. And I was brought aware of that as I learned more and more about what Palantir is doing. They are taking the data that the companies such as Google, Amazon, Facebook, Apple, Microsoft have gathered, and then putting some order to it to bring benefit to commercial organizations. One of those commercial organizations or entities that I'm very interested in is that of medical. A lot of that has to do that I'm 77 years old. Secondly, that I've lost my mother and my daughter and my father all to cancer. So these are things that are important to me, and that's why I focus on that. Is that to mean that the digital revolution 3 is only going to be about medical care? No, that is not what it means. What it means is that's what Kerry's going to focus on because he thinks that is the biggest potential, has the biggest element of reward, not only on a financial basis for Kerry, but on an emotional basis as well. So that's what this video is all about. Me putting together for you what I think is an immense investment opportunity. What I want to call it is my 35-year investment plan. And why I've chosen that is that to say, if someone had come to me when I was 30 years old and explained to me what I now know is the digital revolution, how companies like Microsoft and Apple were going to open up a whole new world to me that my life would then become dependent upon in the next 35 years, and pointed me to those stocks and then told me how to invest my money in those stocks, what a difference it would have made in my life. That's the step. That's the roots of what I'm trying to do here, because I want to make a difference in your life, and I want to do it in such a way that it's easy and it's understandable, and you buy into it. Okay, so my audience here is definitely 35 years under But there is no reason that if you're 55, 65, or 75, you can't take advantage of this, either for your own benefit or for the benefit of your heirs, because you made some good investment decisions. And that's what this channel is all about: making good investment decisions, keeping more of what you make, and passing on to your heirs and making a difference in their lives. So I want to get to this because I think this is important, and I'm going to then share with you the research I've given you. I'm going to give you the 6 companies that I think you should invest in. If you have $1,000 you can put your hands on right now, and then I'm going to give you an investment plan that will be flexible, because I don't know that I've got the 6 right ones, but I do know what's going to happen next, and that is the Digital Revolution Part 3. We'll get right to this after I share with you that this is not financial advice. This is just pure and simple financial education.
Best of Us Investors presents Carrie Griegmeyer.
What is going to give birth to this Phase 3 of the digital revolutions? We've been collecting data for 20 years, and that's been done, as I said, by Amazon, Google, Apple, Microsoft, and they have this data. In addition to that, there is a world's accumulation of data, particularly in the medical field, over the years. Our medical operation, though, our medical system has basically been built upon you seeking advice for something that is wrong from someone who is smarter than you, who has been educated probably 25 years ago, and then has accumulated knowledge in their field over the last 25 years of work. But it basically comes down to your situation and their knowledge. You're asking for the knowledge of one person. If it's a complicated situation, they might put together a committee of 6 people, and you get the best knowledge of 6 people for your medical situation. That is archaic. That is in the past. And I have learned that, if you'll watch my yesterday's video on Palantir, how that's going to change, how this amount of knowledge that we have accumulated and that we are accumulating on a day-to-day, minute-by-minute basis can now be summoned for my situation, your situations, my acquaintance situation who has a 6-month daughter who has a rare genetic disease that they have identified, but they don't have a clue as to what to do next. But somewhere in this world, there is another 6-year-old or 6-month-old daughter, or thousands of them, that have gone through the same medical procedures, but they in Wichita, Kansas, don't have that knowledge. We now, through the digital revolution, have access to that knowledge if we can organize it and put it in a accessible database so that the doctors in Wichita, Kansas can access us and say, hey, this happened 4 times in China, 7 times in Russia. It's happened in Los Angeles. And this is the knowledge we have acquired and that we are acquiring on a minute-to-minute basis. And this is what we should do today. And we'll check the knowledge base tomorrow to see if we should change. But this is the procedure we're going on. And it's not based on one doctor's information. That is the Medicalcure revolution. And it is the joining of all this massive amount of data and brought together and made at your disposal. Nita and I were talking about this morning. Back in 1970, our son went into convulsions, ran a high temperature. What did they tell us to do? Fill the bathtub with water, fill it with ice, and submerge your son. That was medicine 40 years ago. It's advanced. It's even advanced from where it is yesterday. But we have to be able to access it. And that's where I'm suggesting you invest. This is innovation. What is the motivation? Motivation is lifespan, whether it's a 6-month child or a 77-year-old man. The motivation is lifespan. The science is genome therapy, genome editing, protein therapy, protein editing, and pharmaceutical advancements. The other element of the science is artificial intelligence. We bring those together and add the fuel of big data, and we have the Medicalcure revolution. Who are the players? Who are the companies that are going to lead us down that path? I'm going to give you 6 of them. Are they the right 6? Probably not. But they are 6 companies that I believe that if you are 30 years old and you can put your hands on $1,000 and today invest, they are 6 companies that I think will give you a good chance of having the winners in the race. Now, as we proceed and we move forward, and if we will come together and work together, we will massage these 6 companies and make sure as we learn more that we have the right 6 when this explodes. So I'm suggesting you start with CRISPR, Editas, Caribou. The ticker is DNA. The name is Grinco, Palantir, and Invate. These are the 6 companies. They are selling at the prices that I show you here. I'm suggesting if you have $1,000, you buy these shares. It works out to be roughly $166 of each of them. Okay? That's your starting point. These are all very depressed stocks right now. If I had to draw an analogy as to where these stocks are in their development, I would say they are in the midst of the dot-com bubble of 2000. And they are the Apple, they are the Microsoft, Amazon of 2000. $166 into each one at their current price, and then provide you with a PDF that will give you a profile of each of these stocks as they are now. I've put it together, and it will be in the description as a profile. Also in that description, I'm going to include some chart work that I have done and show you the development of the Amazon, the Apple, and the Microsoft, as well as the Google, the NVIDIA, and the other social media stocks over that period of time. You're going to see from that chart that if you had invested in this digital revolution number 1 and 2, you would have averaged an annual return on your investment of roughly 34%. That is annualized since 1988. Okay? So then I'm going to suggest to you, you open yourself a Roth IRA. I don't care what your age is unless you're as old as me. Open a Roth IRA and find $6,000 a year and invest in this digital revolution number 3. I am going to suggest, until further notice, you invest in these 6 stocks. Then I would suggest you subscribe to this channel, you become a member of the channel, you become a member of the Discord, and we work together to duplicate the digital revolution number 1 and number 2 as we move into the digital revolution number 3. If you will do that, I don't think you can help but become a multimillionaire. You are in a position to take advantage of the biggest change that is going to happen in our world, or has happened in our world up until this time. Will there be bigger changes? Yes, because the power of what is happening, the power of the digital revolution combined with artificial intelligence, and then we are entering the era of machine learning, and then right behind that is quantum computing. This is going to happen so fast, and millions and billionaires are going to be made off of it. And if you can just understand what is happening, you can have a financial future that right now you can't dream about. Now, you might say to me, Carrie, yes, but the market is tanking. And I have seen a number of people who are saying now is the time to go to cash. Don't try to catch this falling knife. Our economy is in the dumps, but whether you buy Palantir at $8 a share or $9 a share or $10 a share or $6 a share is not going to matter all that much when it is 5 years from now selling for $1,000 a share. Ownership is what is key now. Own the companies that are going to change the way you live. Again, I want to emphasize, are these the 6 companies? Or is this first win, place, and show? I don't know. But what I do know is I understand the science of genome therapy, genome editing, of healthcare, and I understand the science of artificial intelligence, and I know this is the next big thing. And I want to participate in it, and I want you to participate in it. But it is not going to be an individual effort. I need your help. I need you to come to Best of Us Investors. Give me your name and your address or your email address and come and join our Discord. If you want a copy of this research that I've done and these charts I've put together and the company profiles of the 6 companies I'm suggesting at this time, that link will also be in the description. Okay. I'm excited about this. What I love about this is every day I learn something new. And every day that new knowledge gives me a new opportunity to participate in the biggest changes in the world I live in. Okay. This is not financial advice. This is financial education based on my opinion. I'll probably have another opinion tomorrow morning.